What's going on, everybody? It is Big L here, bringing you our Week 4 Team Builder for the WPF. And this week we are playing mariobee and the Happy Valley Hariyamas. Mario has a super scary team, as you can see on the screen in front of you. He has Tornadus Therian, Dracovish, Mega Tyranitar, Cinderace, Rotom, Nidoqueen, Escavalier, Miltank, Gardevoir, Lapras, and a Alolan Dug trio. This team is super threatening. A lot of really strong offensive threats. Tornadus Therian is one of the best fast pivots in the game. And with the addition of heavy duty boots, it can not take Stealth Rock's damage on entry and really take advantage of Regenerator. Dracovish, which was already really strong without its hidden ability. In sand, this thing can go super fast and get off those vicious wrens that it likes to go for first and just do massive damage to anything that doesn't have water absorb. Mega Tyranitar, it can be a great sweeper with things like Dragon Dance, and can also has a really good special move pool and can be run that way. And it's also a really good special wall, since it's, gets that special defense boost as a rock type in the sand it sets for itself. Cinderace, another good, really fast offensive pivot. Great choice band user. Gets off those pyro balls and just nothing really wants to switch into them. Gets a great move pool, even without Blaze. Even without Libero, with Blaze. It still just hits things really hard. Rotom, two really good typings in Grass and Electric. Not a lot of mons that want to switch into both of those typings. Can defog, can Will-O-Wisp, and threaten a really strong threat that you have. And like all other Rotom forms, it got Nasty Plot this gen, which really mitigates, having to take that -2 from Leaf Storm. Nidoqueen, Sheer Force Life Orb is nothing to mess around with. Can also be run bulky and live a bunch of hits. Gets up Stealth Rock, can spread Toxic. Can also be run Choice Scarf, and it has an amazing move pool. Escavalier, you slap a Choice Band on that thing hits like a truck. Usually don't see it outside of a Trick Room team, but he does have the option to bring Trick Room if he really wanted to. With, I believe Gardevoir can set Trick Room. Miltank, this thing's a great rock setter. Can heal Bell and really keep things from getting worn down by status on the team. Can Milk Drink, Seismic Toss. Can really do a lot of things. You never know what it's going to do. Thick Fat ability makes it hard to hit with fire and ice moves. Can also be scrappy to hit ghost types. Gardevoir, another mon that, if run right, can be really threatening with, those dual fairy and psychic stabs. Lapras is a great wall. Water and ice typings, really good offensively. Can get access to things like Freeze Dry. It also gets Sparkling Aria. And then Alolan Dug trio in sand can hit super hard, and if you hit it with one of your physical attackers that you might want to run offensively, it takes that Tangling Hair and can really slow your mon down if it's not running the Sand Force ability that week. So, looking at Mario's team, I 100% expect the Tornadus. I expect the Dracovish. I expect the Nidoqueen. And other than that, I'm not 100% sure. I think he definitely brings Tyranitar with the Dracovish. Other than that, I'm not really sure what he brings. He could definitely bring the Alolan Dug trio. It's because it's really fast and hits really hard with Sand Force. But I really think offensive Tornadus could be a problem for us. And also Dracovish, if it's choice banded, nothing we have really wants to switch into it that well. But I think we came up with some things to really mitigate the damage that it can do. So let's just jump into our team real quick. And this is what we're bringing. First thing we have that you can see is the Megalopony. with 250 max attack, and it's only 148 speed. Unfortunately, the number that I wanted to hit, it has to be run Jolly to hit it. You'd think at only 148 speed I'd be able to run Adamant, but I can't. That is to outspeed Modest, Scarf, Nidoqueen. No, Timid, Scarf, Nidoqueen, I'm sorry. And the basic set is Fake Out. It can help me stall out a sand turn if I need to maybe stop him from bringing that Dracovish in the sand. U-turn, again, just for a fast pivot. Close combat to hit everything on his team really, really hard. And I'm bringing Triple Axle this week. Triple Axle, if I get all 3 hits, depending on his spread, can OHKO a Tornadus with just max HP. It can OHKO offensive Nidoqueen, and Ice Punch couldn't do those things. So I decided to go ahead and bring it this week. I don't like the idea of having to get all 3 hits to KO something that, if I don't get all 3 hits, will just KO me back. Like if Tornadus goes for a Hurricane. But sometimes you got to take that risk in this game. And I know I can outspeed all those mons. So if I bring it in and they're already weakened down, I could kind of try to chip them down with other things. The next mon we have is Heatran, and I'm bringing Heatran as choice specs this week because whenever I was doing calcs, nothing really wants to take any of these 3 moves from a Heatran. We are max special attack and 248 speed Timid. That outspeeds Nidoqueen. So I can switch this thing in on Nidoqueen every time to revenge it if I need to, because Nidoqueen does not live in Earth Power unless he has a good amount of bulk invested. We have Flamethrower. We thought about going with Fire Blast this week over Flamethrower just to get a little extra power behind these specs moves, but whenever I was doing the calcs on it, Fire Blast didn't give me a significant chance to OHKO anything that Flamethrower didn't already to hit KO. So I didn't really find it necessary to run Fire Blast or Magma Storm and risk the miss. And then the last move is Flash Cannon, just for some really strong steel type stab to hit things like Dracovish. It hits Tyranitar super effectively, it hits Gardevoir super effectively, and it's just really good neutral stab. And then Will-O-Wisp, if I find that he wants to switch in the Dracovish to revenge this, or if I find that he's just willingly switching something in that doesn't really want to get Will-O-Wisp on me, I can just click that. I didn't really know what to put in my 4th move slot, and so Will-O-Wisp just seemed like a fair enough play to go for. Next up, we're bringing the Galvantula again. 3 weeks in a row we're playing Weather. 3 weeks in a row I decide I want to bring Webs, but I really think I'm actually going to click them this time. The last 2 weeks I've brought Webs, haven't even clicked the Sticky Webs button. But the set for Galvantula, we are just bringing the Focus Sash set this week because Webs are important. We are max special attack and 236 speed to outrun Modest Nidoqueen, just in case we need to for some reason. A Bug Buzz can do a good chunk to it. So if I'm in a situation where I either know the Rotom or Tornadus doesn't have Defog, or if I'm rid of them and I can get Sticky, I don't have to worry about trying to get Sticky Webs back up. I can let this thing go down to something, get a nice little Bug Buzz off on if I'm in front of the Nidoqueen and outspeed it, get some nice damage off. And then of course Thunder and Volt Switch just to get some nice pivoting and some really strong offensive pressure off. If Thunder can OHKO his Tornadus depending on his spread. So if I want to maybe lead this, and I think he might lead his Tornadus in, the only way he can OHKO me is if he gets a Hurricane and I hit myself in confusion, which, hey, as we saw last week, can definitely happen turn 1. Next up, you saw a Dracovish on his team, so it's no surprise that I'm bringing my Water Absorbmon and Vaporeon. Max HP, max defense, and just the 4 extra in Sped Flip Turn, Protect, Wish, and Toxic. I haven't seen Mario bring a lot of status this season, so I'm not bringing Heal Bell. Could come back to bite me in the ass. I don't know, we'll find out. But I really wanted Toxic to potentially wear something down. Like if he does leave the Dracovish in on this, I can, go ahead and get a Toxic off, wear it down. I wouldn't mind getting a Toxic off on something like Rotom, which can come in pretty freely on this if I don't click Flip Turn. And then the Wish and Protect, just to keep other mons on my team healthy. Next up is the Sarina, and we're going to get a little different set this time. It is the Assault Vest again to help it live some hits from things like Nidoqueen and Tornadus. I could switch this thing in on Rotom 100% of the time. I'm not offensive, so I don't really care if I get Will-O-Wisped. So with things like Knock Off, U-Turn, Rapid Spin, and Trop Kick, Rapid Spin to get rid of hazards. Since I'm not bringing Togekiss this week, I wanted a way to get rid of hazards. He has a lot of great hazard setters, and I want to be able to use my Galvantula Sash at some point if necessary. I don't really want my team to get chipped down if I can avoid it. Trop Kick is, if he brings his Escavalier, he can bring that in on this set really freely, but if he brings it in on a Trop Kick, he goes to -1 attack. I outspeed this thing every time, no matter what it wants to do, no matter what set it is, I outspeed it. And I can U-turn out the next turn, and it's a lot less threatening at -1. And Knock Off just to knock off some items. So, really, really basic set here. And then we're finally bringing Palisand. I think the only Mon we haven't used at this point will be Garbodor, which I have thought about bringing a couple times. There's been a couple times that I thought T-Spikes looked pretty good, but I felt like other Mons were just better. Kind of like this week. I kind of thought about it this week, but I thought Palisand would be better. With max HP and max Spadef, if he doesn't bring Ice Beam on Nidoqueen, I live any 2 hits this thing wants to go for. His modest Life Orb Sheer Force Nidoqueen wants to go for. And I can just shore up to get some health back and stall it out. And I want Rocks up. I would love to get Rocks up this week to maybe force his Torn to be heavy duty boots. Because, like I said, offensive, like a Choice Scarf Torn would be really tough for me to deal with. And if he would be Assault Vest and can live a few more hits, live a hit from the Galvantula, that would be kind of problematic if I eat the Hurricane, get a big Thunder off, and it only does about 60% with the Assault Vest. That would kind of be tricky for me to deal with. Earth Power, just so I can deal some damage to the Nidoqueen, and then Toxic, so I have a way to potentially chip down the Tornadus. But overall, this is the team. I feel all right about it. Mario is, unfortunately, he's had a lot of hacks go against him this season, so he's at 0-3, but he's definitely much better than his record, and this team is very, very good. I think like last week he missed 3 Stone Edges, a Leaf Storm, and got Fire Fang crit. He's just had a lot of things not go his way this season so far, but it's early. He's definitely a good enough battler to bring it back and end up making a run in the playoffs. So we're really going to have to keep playing our best this week to have a chance to beat his team. It's a really good team, but I think we got a pretty good matchup overall. I think Lopunny and Heatran can really put in a lot of work, and I think if we're able to get the sticky webs up and really mitigate how much damage that Dracovish is able to do to us, then we're looking at a bounce back win. But that'll do it for me. Feel free to like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and be sure to check out all the other coaches that are making content for the WPF down below. That'll be in the description. And thanks for watching. Have a good one.